Yeah, we bought some cheese. Oh, we're live. Okay. Hello.
Hi,
No.
YouTube.
Don't be okay.
It's a
It's
bad beginning.
good.
Okay.
Okay. So hi YouTube. To
Hi,
everybody
YouTube.
who is watching us. Um, here we are with Michael and Kayla. Hey, one question. When you, for example, when you say, I don't know, you told me that when you got married, your, for example, in the case of Kayla, she missed his his.
Second
How
name?
do you say? I forgot the word. Tell me.
Are you talking about Mrs., Mr., Miss? Is that what
No,
you're
no, no,
talking
no. I'm talking when you got married, you lose your
Last
second name.
name.
I forget how to use
Oh, my
Last
your
last
last
name.
name. Right, your last name. I don't know. So you say, here we are with Michael and Kayla
Johnson.
John.
Johnson, or do you say
Yeah. So
so? You
some
just put
people,
the couple and at the end the last name.
yeah, it depends on the woman. She will decide whether or not she takes her husband's name or no. I personally, I'm taking Michael's last name. So you would say this is Michael and Kayla Johnson.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna.
Okay.
Some women would
Michael and Kayla Johnson. Okay.
Some women prefer to keep their maiden name, which is their name
Uh-huh.
from before they're married. So my maiden name, sorry, I'll write it down so you can see. My maiden name is Kraft. And so you would say, if I had chosen to keep my maiden name, you would say, welcome, this is Michael Johnson
And Kayla
and
Craft.
Kayla Kraft. Um, Sometimes in extremely formal situations, this is like more of an old tradition that some people don't do anymore, but it's very formal. They'll say Mr. and
Mrs.
Mrs. Oopsie, sorry, I'm just typing it. Mr. and
Johnson. Yes.
Mrs.
Michael
Michael
Johnson.
Johnson.
Hmm. So then
Um.
I use man's first name and the unified last name.
But that one is not as common anymore.
That's for like really high class party invitations, or if you get announced at a gala or some high class event.
It's for black tie events.
Black tie events. Mm.
A black tie event is like the most formal that you can. So red carpet kind of.
Okay, okay. Yes, because
Like
I was like hesitating about how to say Michael and Kayla Johnson or Michael Johnson and Kayla. What if she choose?
yeah.
What
Yes.
do you
But you can just
prefer?
say Michael and Kayla Johnson.
Okay, okay. Thanks.
But
Thanks.
it's completely acceptable to ask. It's
Yeah.
like I would ask if a woman is like, you don't necessarily say, "Are you taking your husband's name?" I would just say, "What name are you going by?"
How
Okay.
can I you when you ask you say
What name are you going by? Or what
what you call
name are you using? But
okay.
often, like, you'll just know because the women will say, like, when they introduce themselves, Michael will say, "Hi, I'm Michael Johnson." And I will say, "Hi, I'm Kayla Kraft," if I'm choosing to not go by Johnson.
Okay. Okay.
If I say, "Hi, I'm
Thanks.
Kayla Johnson," then you know I've taken his last name.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Okay.
acceptable to say Michael and Kayla Johnson.
Okay. It's so great to learn about these patterns in your culture. Oh, okay, it's interesting. So for today, we are going to continue to work on our speaking like the last time. You remember? So for today, I have a different activity that is based on I mean, a visual activity. You are gonna speak about a photo or something, okay? So the idea is that, for example, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna say some things about an image, and they, I mean, Yvonne and Nicholas have to describe the situation that I asked for, or do the thing that I asked for, right? And you are gonna be like the judgments. I don't know how do you say that. The judges.
Sorry,
You
you're
are
muted.
mute.
Will be the judges.
Okay, the judges. You're
What?
gonna be the judges, and you are gonna take notes about our speaking mistakes in our speaking, and then we can handle it. We can study that class to speak really well. Okay, so let's go with the first situation. So, this activity is for both Nicolas and Yvonne. Okay,
Okay.
okay. So it's a. I'm going to describe a situation to you. Okay, so pay attention.
Okay.
A teacher wants to get his students more interested in history. So he is going to take them on a class trip. Talk together about the different places they could visit and say which the students would find more interesting. Okay? So here
No.
is the picture with some ideas for you. I'm gonna share my screen. So here's the picture. Can you see?
Yes.
Okay. So do you understand what I told you at the beginning, the paragraph? Do you understand? Or
No.
do you want me to read again?
Can your voice stop? So,
Tell me?
what is again?
Okay, I'm gonna read again.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to describe a situation to you. A
Okay.
teacher wants to get his students more interested in history. So he is going to take them on a class trip. Here's the activity. Talk together about the different places they could visit and say which the students would find most interesting. Okay?
Okay.
So talk you, Yvonne and Nicholas, about the different places that they are visiting. You can see in the pictures that are different places,
Yes.
Yes.
and which place would be more interesting for learning history. So
How
talk.
long do they need to go, Michael?
Tell me.
How long do they need to talk?
Um,
Um, I don't know how much time do you want. It doesn't say here.
Oh, okay.
3 hours.
Then
Yes, it could be like 3 minutes or 2 minutes.
okay. So maybe Michael can listen to Yvonne and I'll listen to Nicholas and we can take notes.
Okay, so what do you think? Do you want to start or you start? What do you prefer?
you please.
I didn't give you that option, but well.
No,
So
it's you.
in this case, I guess the best way to learn for them is the theater and the ship trip, because always when they are like in a trip, when they are like travel by the ocean, they can get and they can enjoy like people before learned, like people before lived.
What do you think, Yvonne? You are agree or disagree? Why? Why not?
Yes, I am agree. If
Why?
Good question. But I think that uh, it also is better go to the exhibition. I don't know.
Exhibition?
How do you say exhibition?
I don't know, exhibition maybe? An
You can
exhibit,
say a
art
gallery.
exhibition?
Gallery.
Gallery?
Theory,
And
okay, about history because in this way you can uh, read and understand the in a good way what happens with these in this moment, no, in the last moment when in, I don't know with your different part of that.
Okay. Did you finish?
Yes,
I have something else to say, and
Okay.
is always is better in adolescents or in kids or in children, excuse me. They always feel better when they feel the emotions as nearer as possible.
Mhm.
So, for example, the theater, they can have experience looking their dresses and how they were before, and how they um which which were their expressions in the past, or something like that. Any correction?
Okay. So, how was it?
It was good. Um,
Hmm.
I'll go first, and then Michael can do Yvonne. Or do you want to go first? Did you have it in your head?
I better go first.
Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, Yvonne, nicely done. There was really only one primary mistake that I caught, Yvonne. Um, you said you said ooh, darn it, I don't remember. I should have taken notes. I'm sorry.
And
Yes.
it
oh,
was also really
I
hard
organization.
to
sh-
hear through the microphone.
that was also a problem. So,
It was really hard to understand through the
um,
microphone, not because you were hard to understand, because technology was bad.
yeah, so there was one in the there was one specific thing.
You also think while I do it,
It
or no?
was the difference between were and would. So I think you said uh, they were reading the signs or something like that, and based on the context, it should have been they would read the signs.
So,
So
do you
would
mean did where and what is the other? I didn't get it.
And
Where
would, W O
you
would?
L
U
D?
L D,
Here, I'll
Ah,
spell
okay,
it.
okay. Like this? Would.
Would.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. That
Ah,
was kind of the primary um, one of the things that I noticed. But you did great, Yvonne. Nicely done.
okay, Yvonne. Yvonne, are you there?
Yes, yes, I understand.
Okay. So,
Thanks.
we didn't practice where and would. Okay.
Okay. So
So, Nicholas.
Nicholas, the main thing that I noticed are the past tense verbs were tricky. So
Okay.
these were a couple just examples of past tense verbs. So instead of people that lived, like instead of saying people that lived in the past or people that live in the past, hard for me to do it that way. Um, you would say so live is present and lived is past. They
Yes.
lived in the past.
Yes. Yes.
And then like how clothes were worn. So clothes, so
Oh,
to
okay.
wear,
Yep, and
so
that's
how we wear clothes now, and
Oh,
how
we were.
clothes were worn.
Oh,
There we
okay,
go.
excuse
So
me.
we say, or how they wore clothes.
Uh-huh. They
So they
were.
were worn, or they wore clothes like this. And then
Okay, thank you so much.
you can say what their expressions are now. So what their facial expressions are now, as opposed to what their facial expressions were then.
Okay.
Were their
Is that
facial
helpful?
expression. Nicola.
Yes. Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, so that
So
is
I
the
would
idea.
just
I wanna
I would
say that
practice
this is
past tense
um
verbs.
um this is for Cambridge and we are gonna take IELTS, so it's important for us to look
Yes.
there. This is a preliminary like
Exam.
preliminary exam, yes, kinda. So we are working on it. They gave you like the basis that how it's gonna be the test. And they said
Mhm.
before this time to this time you are gonna talk about you. And so we are working on the speaking part.
I see.
Yeah,
Yep.
they do the same thing when I was taking classes in Spanish.
Hmm.
Our exams, I had to sit with another Spanish speaking student and have a conversation about like a birthday party or about a trip or a vacation or
Mhm.
what they're doing.
So what else is on your exam? So you have to explain.
Well, he wants to just practice
So yes, first the
conversation.
first part of the exam is what we already did. That is talk about you. So first is personal life. Where do you live? Where do you came from? How old
Where
are
did you
you? What
come
do you
from?
study? What do you do? What do you do in your free time? Tell me about your family or things about your city, your downtown. So it's all about personal information and your content. And after that, they give you questions like there are questions that put you in the future. So it's kind of what you want to learn English or why this exam is important for you or yes.
Yeah.
And the
Yep.
other part is description of images. So the idea with the activity of here is describe and infer things that you can infer, sorry, I don't know, from the image.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are working here today on images. So I'm gonna do the exercise, but I don't know who wants if Yvonne or Nicolas. I don't know.
I want. I will like. Why not? It's for free.
Yes, learning. So yes, but the idea is be so dynamic. You understand? It's
Yes.
like a conversation. So
Yes, yes,
we
yes.
have to resolve 2 points, two principal points. You didn't understand that, or I don't know, because there are 2 principal points. The questions are talk together about the different places they could visit. So do you mean with the images to learn history, the different places in which we can learn history? And after that, we have to say which students will find most interesting. Do you know teenagers some find things that are more interesting than others? Than others, sorry. So that is the idea, like a conversation, a dynamic conversation. That
Michael,
is
do you want Michael and I to do it with that picture so they can kind of see?
excuse me.
I think they got
Would you want Michael and I to have a conversation about the
Yes,
picture so they could get ideas?
when we did it with Nicholas in because the idea is without how can I say that without having a guide because you are gonna give us a guide and that is not the idea at the final yes but at the beginning no because that day in
Yeah.
the test we are not gonna have that help.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the idea is mistakes. Mistakes. We have a lot of mistakes when we are speaking. We confuse the tenses, forget
Okay.
words. So that is the idea. Okay,
Completely.
Nicolas, let's do it.
Okay, so
So I'm gonna start, I think. So so here the teacher wants to take them in a interesting place to learn history, right?
yeah,
So you can see in the images that is in this part that is a sheep tree that is so good because, for example, in my case, I've never seen a sheep in real life, so that would be so good. Here they are like in a museum or yes, in a museum, and I like too because there you have like um text in the pieces of art that in there that explain what happens with that piece or explain you parts of history. So I think that is good. Here, theater, I love theater. It's so funny. You can, as you say, live a real experience. I don't know. And how can I say that? Here in the castle, I would like to be there because I've never seen a castle in real life, and I think that maybe it's so useful because you are when you are seeing the castle, you are gonna ask yourself like, eh, why do people live here, or what is the use of this uh, big gate, or what is the story of this part, what happened here, or yes. So if you are in that context in which the real situations happened, you are gonna be so interested in. And in the museum, so what do you think is the better for you, Nicholas? Just the theater, or do you prefer another?
the theater,
The theater, you
the theater
think that
and the ship trip, I guess.
the ship trip? I would really like. I'm gonna vote for the castle because really, I would enjoy that. I've never seen a castle in my life, so I think that it would be. So I think which students do you think that are gonna be more interested in? Thinking teenagers. I don't know. Maybe who? I would say that what is more interesting for teenagers is I'm gonna say theater. Yes, I would say that they are gonna enjoy more theater than the others
Yes,
situations because art sometimes is for the people that don't know about art
yes.
is boring. It's boring. I don't know, and for teenagers more. So yes, I would say that theater. Okay. Yes. Do you have anything else to say, Nicholas?
No, I guess it's enough.
Okay. So we're done. Mistakes.
Okay. You wrote a lot.
Okay. Um,
Where'd you stop?
so so there's one part that I didn't fully understand that both you and Nicholas said. What do you mean by ship tree? A ship trip?
Yeah.
Yes, ship trip.
Did he? Oh, okay. Then I'm just hearing incorrectly.
That's just
That's just me
I
because
understood it.
I thought you said ship tree, like an arbol,
Yes.
but but I was wrong. So
Trip. Okay, it's because
uh,
maybe.
for example, one thing that you said, Michael, the
Mhm.
ship trip, that is so good. So you said the ship trip that is so good, um, you would want to say the ship trip would be good or is good.
Mm-hmm.
Cut out that. We try to cut out all of the word that we can. So that
So you said exactly the ship trip that is so good. For example,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna write
I understand. Ship
uh,
trip.
so you don't say that is so good. We
Mhm.
don't use that really. We say that would be good or that is good.
so the first one
Mhm.
in the that is what you said, and the second two, you could say either of those and it would be totally correct.
Okay. So you say that
Okay.
is good? Yes.
So you said the ship trip that is so good.
Mm-hmm.
It would be better to say the ship trip is so good or the ship trip would be good.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Another thing you said was I like two because there you have um, plaques and things to explain. So you were talking about
I
um,
like it.
the art exhibit, the art gallery. Um, you said I like two because there you have things that explain the art, etc.
What do you understand what you're saying?
I'm telling him
Okay.
what he said. So
What's
so the correct way to say that would you need to add that in this case. I like
that
that too. I like art exhibits too.
Okay.
I like that
And
too.
one question. One question. How do you say? How do you say like the texts that are usually
You say a
below
plaque,
the
a plaque, a
plaque?
placard, plaque, placard, or
yeah, I just think that's that.
yeah, a plaque. Mhm.
I like
Okay. Okay. So yes, you can see plaques below the exhibit, the art, the piece.
So you
And
can
you use the word piece as we use it with art. We say an art piece. It means like an exhibit, a paint
yeah,
or something.
a piece of art.
we usually say
Piece of
piece
art.
of art.
Of art.
So
Okay, so piece of
you
art.
say plaque. Plaque is spelled like this.
Okay, okay.
Each piece of
I like that
art
too because
has a description
Or plaque.
plaque.
Description plaque.
plaque. Okay,
And
plaque.
yeah, each piece of art has a description plaque. You also said, um, huh? Here in the castle, I would like to be there. Um, here it is so useful because you ask yourself. So once again, um, you'd probably want to say something like, it would be useful to go to the castle because you could ask yourself, why is there a big gate? Or why is this part of the wall broken down? So you need to use a lot of woulds and coulds. You're missing woulds and coulds.
I
Okay.
think most of those sentences could be correct with could or would.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
In the sentences.
Coulds and woulds. So you said, here it is so useful because you ask yourself, why is there a big gate? When you'd want to, because we're talking about a hypothetical situation. We're talking about a picture where a teacher has brought students on a field trip. So this didn't actually happen, which means we use would or could.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
in the future, if it absolutely is going to happen, definitely, we would say will. will happen. If we're hoping it happens, we would say it could happen
Mhm.
or should happen. Or we could say it would be great. It would be great. I used or it would happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
So you asked Nicholas a question. What is better for you? Well, I mean, he
Is
spoke
what
a
is
lot.
best?
No
Is what is
feedback.
best?
So you'd want to ask Nicholas, what what um what do you think is best?
Okay.
Mm. Okay. So
Or
what do
you
you
could use like would. You could say which would you prefer?
Which would you prefer?
Or what trip would you enjoy most?
Okay.
Would, would, could.
Yep. And
Okay.
that's you did great though. You were able to speak for a long time. Your pronunciation is awesome. Nicely done. I understood everything except the ship trip.
I understand.
Yes, I think that maybe it was because of the vowel because we were doing like a long e, so it's not trip. It's
Maybe.
yes. So we say trip instead of trip. Yes, so it could be for that.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's okay.
Yvonne,
It's really good.
Yvonne, what do you think? Do you have doubts or do you understand everything? Tell us. Yvonne, are you there? Oh, she's
Um,
gone. She's gone. Yes, because I don't know what happened. Okay, she never. How can I say that? She never go out of the
She
class.
never
I don't know how to say that.
She never leaves the class.
Ah, she never leaves. Yes, she never leaves the class. So it's strange. Okay, maybe she's having problems with technology. Okay, so now we want you to show us how we could do it in a good way. And, you know, hi here, Ivan is back.
Hello, Yvonne.
Ivan,
What?
are you having problems?
Sometimes.
Do you understand everything? Do you have doubts?
It's because
You
I
can
don't
tell
have
us.
good internet. So when you speak, I your voice arrived late.
Yep,
oh,
Oh,
it arrives.
it's delayed
yes,
Repeat.
delayed.
Voices are delayed.
or
Our
delayed.
voices are delayed.
Are
Most people
late.
say delayed.
Most people say delayed.
Delayed.
Could you repeat it for us? Oh,
Delayed. So our
delayed.
voices are delayed.
Or you could
You know what is delayed?
Delayed.
How about the context, I suppose?
the audio is delayed from the video.
Yes. So for example, delay is um like you are waiting for something and it's not coming, but it's supposed to be right now.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Mhm. Like delayed flight
Uh,
or delayed audio.
Okay.
so what do you ask me? Ask me?
Okay, so my question, Yvonne, is if you have I don't know if I put it right.
That's right.
Is that right spelling?
Yep. Do you have doubt?
Doubt.
Eh,
Okay. Do you have a doubt or something
about what?
about the part of the test? This is an important part of the test. They are gonna give you a picture and you have to describe the picture. Do you
So,
have questions?
Michael,
No.
oftentimes in that context, you'd want to say,
nervous.
are you unsure of something on the test, or are you nervous about something on the test,
Okay.
Or
or
unsure
do you
of.
have questions about something on the test? But doubts is kind of, I mean, you could use it, but you'd be better off using nervous or unsurety. Like, are you unsure about something,
Nervous.
or are you nervous, or are you unsure?
But what you said is correct.
Mhm.
It just sounds a little bit funny. But it's
Yes,
correct.
not common. So, Yvonne,
No, it's good. I understand. The problem is when I speak, I forget my words and my
Yeah.
grammar.
It's hard.
okay, okay, okay. So now, Michael and Kayla are gonna show us. I'm gonna put the image,
Let's go really slow.
So how is the
then
game?
you can see. You can see there,
Uh-huh.
or do you?
Yep.
want to-
Let's bring it closer. Oh, that's better.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, a little bit. Wait. Yvonne, if you don't understand a word, try to, I don't know, take notes or something, and then you ask to
Yeah,
Michael and Kayla the word.
thank
Okay.
you so much. Okay.
So, for example, if they say delay and you don't know how to write, try to write as use the sound, like the pronunciation that you hear. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I
Okay.
understand.
So now go ahead.
Thank you.
Michael, which trip do you think would be better?
For a class of teenagers, I think the field trip to the shipyard would be a great field trip. I also think a field trip to the antiquity exhibit, including airplanes and old cars and blimps, would be great.
Michael, what is an antiquity trip?
Well, an antiquity is something that's very old, antiquated,
Oh, like an antique.
like an antique. So, Kayla, what do you think would be the best trip?
For teenagers,
Indeed.
I think for teenagers, the to the castle or the theater would be really cool. I think that the theater would be fun because it's similar to a movie. I think the trip to the castle would be fun because they get to walk around and experience history close up.
Great.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. It was so different. As
No, you guys did great.
No, yeah, you guys are awesome.
close up. So antiquity. So do you have words to ask for, Nicolas?
No, I guess
Can
all
you
is
write
clearly
antiquate?
Mhm.
antiquated. It's like in Spanish, anticuado.
Exactly.
And you write in the same way?
Yes, but with ed at the end.
Okay.
I think it's also important to remember that you probably won't understand every word. Like, I didn't know the word antiquity until Michael just used it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can just kind of keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
You can make inferences based on context.
Yeah, that would happen.
Michael, did you have any questions first? You look like you're writing.
Tell me.
Did you have any questions? It
Yes,
looks like you're writing.
I'm writing. So you can experience history close up.
Yeah.
That catch my attention. I don't know. I how can I use cut close up? It's
So
like,
close up means it's close to you, or like it's a saying.
but I
Close up.
mean a closed as an adjective with D, or what do you closed up or just close
Oh,
Oh,
up?
close.
close up. I don't think it's
Close,
close up. Yeah.
close up. Okay, so
Like,
I can say you can see art close up. No, you can see Botero's art close up if you are in Bogota because you can
yeah,
go to
Exactly.
the. I don't
Hmm.
know.
perfect.
Yes.
It's like being
Okay.
present.
Okay. So and I wanna put in context antiquated and antique. I think that you use antique. I don't know.
Yeah.
Antique. The antique exhibit.
Antique.
So
Yes.
antique is an adjective and a noun.
An antique. Like the car
Antique.
in the picture is an antique.
Antique
Okay.
means old, and that's the adjective.
Uh,
So it's describing something
so
as being old. Or you can use antique is an old item, and that's a noun. So my grandmother gave me an antique. That's a noun
antique. Antique.
because I love antique things. My
Mm,
grandmother gave me an antique because I love antique things.
okay. Okay. So um. Okay. I love antique things. My grandmother gave me an antique. Okay.
It can be a noun and be something you're talking about, or an adjective being like, Michael, you're antique. Like, you're really old. You're acting old. Or like, Grandpa, it wouldn't be Michael. He's too young.
Yes, I'm
Grandpa, you're
agree.
an antique.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So we have close up, antique, and the word that used Michael, antiquated. I forgot.
Antiquated. It's the past
Antiquated. That's an
participle.
antiquated.
That's a really advanced word. You don't really need to use that. Most people don't.
It's the past participle of to be antique, of the verb to be antique,
Okay.
or to
Okay.
be old.
Okay. And you, I don't remember how do you use it. You say antiquated things, or what do you say? I forgot. You say antiquated.
Use it in a sentence.
Hopefully it's correct. What are you talking about, honey? Okay. Um, the car from the picture is antiquated.
Okay.
Mm,
You can use it almost interchangeably with. Um, well, no, it's yeah. You could just say the airplane in the picture is antiquated. It's old.
Okay. Okay. Another question. I have a lot of questions. Sorry, but uh, um, when I was trying to explain the ship trip, I I I was trying to say that maybe it would be good to see a ship that is, but I don't know how to say that word. It's exactly. It's an adjective in Spanish, and it means when a ship like crash into the land, into the beach and
Oh, a
get
shipwreck?
damaged. If I yes, I don't know. Yes, it's like naufragio. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, naufragio. That's a shipwreck.
Ah, okay, okay. Because at the beginning I would say that, for example, a Lucas shipwreck would be a good experience to learn.
Yeah,
But yeah,
observing a shipwreck.
observing. Ah, okay. So you observe a shipwreck. Okay. So really, you don't have more questions, Nicolas or Yvonne, or I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
no, I guess no.
When Kayla say, I don't understand well, but I try and I understand. They get wrong or they are get wrong.
Repeat louder.
Yeah,
I
Yvonne, we
didn't.
couldn't hear you very well. Could you repeat that?
I don't understand when what is the meaning or what say Kayla when
Yvonne.
she sounds they are get around the or they get around around I don't know.
They get around, they get. Hmm.
I don't know because Kayla say this when they talk about the castle, but
When
I
they
don't
talk about what?
about the castle.
Uh huh.
And she say they get around. I don't know.
Did I
I
say
don't
Ah,
know.
they
okay.
walk around?
That sounds right.
Just what you
Walk around.
what get. You understand this? Get.
Yes, she's saying that you when you were speaking about the experience in the castle, you talk about getting around or walking around or something
Yeah,
around.
walk
Yeah,
around.
they get to walk around.
They
Um,
get
Ah,
okay.
so it means like they're at the castle. Like at a theater, they have to sit the whole time.
You don't walk
You
around.
don't get to walk around. But at a castle, you can walk all over the castle and see different
Well,
things.
that is a good expression actually.
Yep.
I've
Yep. That's
I've
to
never
walk around. Mhm.
seen it
can
to
you
get
Have you ever
walk
heard
around.
the
Oh, okay.
poem by Pablo Neruda that's called Walking Around?
No.
no?
That's a
No,
really
no.
common thing is to get up and walk around. Like
My
I
legs are
am
tired. I'm gonna walk around.
my legs
Walking
or
around,
like
yes, but they get to walk around. I didn't know like the whole, and you can get. So I mean, yes,
so
because walking around, yes, there are
sitting.
songs that are cool like that.
I'm sick of sitting. I need to walk around.
Uh huh. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. So they get to walk around. Okay, that was good. Okay. Um, what is my? I'm looking for the next. So the next part is so easy. You individually are gonna describe the image, and after describe the image, you are gonna say what do you do in your free time. Okay?
Our
Did you get
voice
it?
are late again. Repeat please.
Sorry, it's because of the internet. So
No, I think it's my internet, but yes.
I'm gonna put a
An
image,
Mm.
image.
an image.
There
Yes,
you go.
sorry, an
Okay.
image, and and you have to describe what you can see. Yes,
Okay.
And after that, you are gonna say, what do you do in your free time? Because the image is about friends having fun. Okay. So, firstly, Yvonne, you can go first.
Mm.
So, look the image and describe the image first. Tell me what you can see.
Mm. Okay. There are four people. They are enjoying a or they spend time game with the guitar. I don't know how to. I suppose they are family because they appear to have and they are celebrate something.
They are what?
Um,
I don't understand.
they are celebrating
Celebrating.
something.
Uh-huh.
For the balloons. Mm, I don't know more.
Okay. What do you do in your free time with friends?
Okay. I, I usually see movies. Mm,
Watch
sometimes
movies, okay.
I I like to talk about the life,
About the what?
um, about the life,
Okay.
about uh, everything thing that happens in each other life. No,
Mhm.
I don't know. How do you say en la vida de cada uno?
I don't know too. We are gonna see the mistakes. I don't know too how to say that. In each other's lives could be in each other's life. I don't know. I'm not so sure. So, okay, you're done, right? Yvonne?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, mistakes, please.
So
Okay. So just a heads up, Kayla has to go to work soon. So we're gonna have to do this quickly.
well, and I have to.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and we
I
need,
have like one more minute.
yeah, we need to go.
Okay.
In fact, we probably can only we only have time to critique Yvonne, and then we have to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
Eh, don't worry.
No, no,
Um,
no. We have to work.
yeah, and I mean we've both got homework to do. So first of all, Yvonne, you said that they are family in the image. Um, that I mean that's an assumption, but you want to be careful before you assume that people are family because um,
Well, maybe if you're unsure,
if
you
you're
could
unsure,
state they might be family.
they could be family, or they could just be a group of friends. Um,
Okay.
you said they're celebrating. That's
So
good.
instead of saying they are celebrate, they they are celebrating.
Yeah, they're celebrating.
Mm,
Um, and then you said that in your free time, I like to talk about the life. Um, in Spanish, that's correct. You say me gusta hablar sobre la vida. But in English, we don't use the to like to say that. We say I like to talk about life.
Hmm.
We don't use the article the. I like to talk about life with my family. Um,
you're right.
so it would just be I like to talk about life with my family. Or I like to talk about everything that happens in my family members' lives.
Okay.
or one another's lives.
So we like to talk about
We like to talk about everything that happens in one another's lives.
each other's
One
lives.
another's
In each other's lives. That would work.
I'm just gonna. Sorry, guys.
We like
Mm,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's actually each other's life.
Each other's life.
Maybe sorry, it's each other's life.
Not singular, not plural. Because
So
each person has one life.
Because each person has one life. So
okay. Okay. So, did you finish with the mistakes?
Yeah, we need to finish for
Sorry,
today.
guys.
Sorry.
Thank you so much
So,
for
bye.
helping us.
Bye, YouTube.
it's actually
Bye, YouTube.